Afternoon all. Afternoon folks, hope you are
Afternoon all.
well. Afternoon folks, hope
Welcome
you
to the
are
stream.
well. Thank you to everybody liking the video before it starts. Everybody liking the video before it starts.
First trading day back in 22.
Good for you, mate. It's always good to get back into it. It's nice to have a break. It's always good to get back. Certainly over Christmas, but it's always nice to get back. Certainly over Christmas, but it's always nice to get back. And also, I mean, really, this first week is actually a little bit difficult with FOMC tonight. Difficult with NFP on Friday. Some decent PMIs out of the USD tomorrow as well. So it's actually a decent USD tomorrow as well. So it's actually a decent FOREX market, let's say, in general to come back to, let's say. What I'm hoping is this first week will give some. What I'm hoping is this going into next week, where the real showing into next week, the real show starts. The real showing into next. I've got an echo. The real showing into next. I've got an echo. The real showing into next. I've got an echo. Still got an echo. I've got an echo. Do I have an echo now? Testing, testing. I don't know why that happens, to be honest with you. I still haven't figured it out. Let me know when it's gone. See next. Good now? Good. All right, I think I don't understand. Honestly, I don't understand why that happens. Anyway, I'm not very tech savvy. But what was I saying? Yeah, yeah, I'm hoping it gives direction for next week where we really kind of start. Anyway, let's get into the market, shall we? SPX, same with the dollar. I'm going to say the SPX here is going to do not much until that big news comes out. I mean, we've had a decent impulse. Look at this. There's a very nice movement to the upside. From a technical perspective, I didn't think it was digested enough, right? And I was saying to the members actually yesterday, if this pushes through, I wouldn't trust it. You know, and that's exactly what we did. You know, we tried to push through and we immediately rejected it because I don't think this impulse, this digestive area has warranted another movement to the upside. And also included in that, we've got our news coming out. I don't think you see massive moves before we get confirmation from the market, which is why I think we saw this. So SPX, although it looks good to the upside, do I agree with it fundamentally? Absolutely not. Do I think the SPX should be where it is? Absolutely not, but it is. We could be getting that 20-period catch-up. You know, again, nothing there is telling me that this SPX wants to fall to the downside, and risk on / pausing is still in play. It's still in play. Stocks still look to be moving to the upside. I think the dollar's interesting because we're stuck in this range. So we're still stuck in this range. Make no mistake, stuff coming out this week will obviously affect the dollar. That is obvious. But we've tagged this support zone. We've now tagged this resistance zone. And we're coming back off a little bit. And I think, again, I would rather wait, well, as I always do, rather wait for the market's reaction to the news rather than the news itself. If I had to give a bias, because we have been on an uptrend, I mean, this is the daily chart, but we look at the weekly with the dollar. We look at the weekly, I mean, we're still in that uptrend. So we're just in a rangy environment. It's the 5th of January, you know, it's the 5th of January, just starting back. And yeah, waiting for that confirmation from this dollar of a break above or a break below. My personal bias, because of this particular candle here, this bullish candle from this support zone, makes me think this dollar wants to rise, coupled with that trend. So that would be my personal bias for the dollar. But again, waiting for that confirmation. Thanks, Ines. Appreciate that, buddy. Hey, Alan. Happy New Year, mate. Hope you had a good one. Watch this today. I've got a few cryptos on the list. So Bitcoin is one of them. Bitcoin and Litecoin, I kind of like to the downside. If we look at the daily chart here, going with that trend, right? Going with that trend, we're underneath these moving averages. We've kind of got a slight head and shoulders, as you can see on this daily chart. If I zoom in there so you can see. Excuse me. There we go. Getting some price acceptance, or not price acceptance, of accumulation just below or just above this support zone for potentially continuing that trend to the downside. Now, I like crypto long-term upside, yes, but I don't see any reason to buy it just yet. Looking at the 4-hour chart, you've got this larger head and shoulder structure, and we're getting this squeeze into this area. You can see that squeeze from this trend line. Very simple. Into this support zone. So if we can get some price action that continues like that, possibly another lower low or multiple lower lows, or sorry, lower highs, not lower lows, lower highs into that area, stops under there, breakout underneath that zone. Yeah, I take that all day. Take that absolutely all day. Litecoin as well. If we look at Litecoin, this is almost better because we've got a better digestion period here from this V reversal. Okay, we've retested that area. We've come down, tagged the support zone again. We're just looking for the exact same thing, right? Increasing pressure down into the support. Let that 20 period catch up. Stops above there. Take the breakout below. You know, very simple stuff. Look at the daily chart. Kind of similar to Bitcoin, going with that trend. Yep, off we go to the downside. It's just not ready yet. You know, probably towards the end of the end of the week, but certainly two ones that I would be happily with taking to the downside. Litecoin and Bitcoin, but from a longer term perspective, yeah, I'm definitely looking to buy them up. But right now, I just don't see. You know, it's not scaring me as somebody who holds crypto, someone who holds Bitcoin, Ripple, etc. It's not scaring me this fall. It's actually a great opportunity to end up long-term wise buying more. So Bitcoin can fall as much as it wants. I'll happily buy it up. In terms of Forex, I like the USD NOK. USD NOK today, although it's coming off a little bit. On this 4-hour chart, remember this 4-hour bar has not closed yet, so that's important to note. It's not closed yet, so it's not paid too much attention to what's doing it right now. But we've got our basing structure here and a possible A, B, possibly ABC, continue upwards, making this into a head and shoulders for breakout of this zone. Now, the reason why I like it, you may look at this 4-hour chart and think, well, we're coming on a downtrend, it's a counter trend move. Yes and no. So if we look at the daily, where have we come from? Yeah, we've come from this very nice impulse to the upside. And again, we could possibly be in this complex corrective. So if this is C wave, we come from here, we're in that digestive period, that pullback, it could be a great place to buy the USD NOK. Now, I've said this a few times because I get a few questions on the ABC corrective. I talked about this, I can't remember if it was on YouTube or if it was on the RTFX stream, I can't remember, it was one of them, about this movement here. So remember when I talk about pullbacks, or the ABC pullback in particular, the ABC pullback is you get single legs, the ABC is a multi-leg pullback, right? So when you see this price action, this for me, firstly, is not enough to digest this bigger move, okay? But also makes me think that this will turn into a complex corrective because of this strength of this movement to the downside, right? And that's exactly what we got. We got some bullish pressure coming in, okay? Some buyers coming in here, not quite enough to digest this move, creating our B wave and our lower high, okay? People thinking this is a lower high to sell into to change this trend from an uptrend to a downtrend, when actually possibly, again, it could do that, possibly could do that. But again, we create our low here, potentially our low, pushing upwards in bullish momentum, right, creating C wave. So not realizing that this could be, if I take this so it's a bit clearer, this could be our secondary trend within our primary trend, i.e. a Dow theory uptrend. Okay, so ABC could be in a good position to move to the upside. USD NOK, potential longs depending on how this 4-hour closes, but I do like it. And finally, another one I like is silver. Silver is another one I do like. If you guys want me to look at anything, let me know. This is my last one on the list for today. I do think today will be, or this week will be kind of quiet because it is the first week back. This silver is looking decent on the 4-hour chart, although we're having some bullish pressure now. If it breaks above these highs, I'm going to have to take it off the list, which is fine. Don't have to trade it. But we've got this anchor to our corrective. I'll go through our corrective in a second. But essentially, we've got a corrective from our impulse to the downside. V reversal, hopefully creating our squeeze into the area for a breakout to the downside, roughly around these moving averages right now. If we can get some selling pressure in, this would look pretty good. If we look at the daily chart, right, look at the daily chart. Look how simplistic this is. Impulse, corrective. And within that corrective, here we've got our outside bearish engulfer, okay, a bearish sign. And not only that, we've got our inverted hammer. So another bearish sign. So this, as higher time frame confluence, looks pretty good. You know, we just need that setup to continue itself in order for this, for, you know, trend continuation to the downside. And as I always say, looks really ready to move. So if you get into these things like USD NOK, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and silver, and you get on the right side of them, you know, because of where they are in the charts, because of where they are in the higher time frames, look pretty good. Look pretty good for trades that could give you a lot of return or a lot of money. And I think that's mainly it for me today. I did have pound CAD on my list, but pound CAD seems to be coming off a little bit. Yep. Was looking for this to break through on the hourly. Getting some volatility here anyway. Basing structure corrective. But there you notice a slight fake out possibly on this pound CAD. I'm looking for a breakout retest for continuation. Whether that happens or not, I'm kind of a little bit on the fence now. But that was the only other one I was really looking at on the list. But yeah, just remember, we do have some news coming out tonight. We do have NFP on Friday. We do have those PMIs. I do think that next week would really be the official start date for trading. Certainly, if you're thinking of starting a funded account or anything, I would wait until next week. Just let that move digest. Let those fundamental drivers take control and hopefully get some decent direction moving on into 2022. So if you didn't watch my stream, by the way, on Monday, I would watch it because I talk a little bit about on your trading goals for the week. You know, what you should be looking to do, what I'm looking at doing. And it's something that if you didn't catch it, you should probably watch it. I'm also just started today. I don't know whether you guys would like this, like kind of like a weekly vlog. So I think that's what I'm going to do instead of doing like a set video on my personal goals. I'd rather do like a weekly thing, show you guys what I'm doing here, show you guys a little bit business perspective, a little bit of, you know, my house, my kind of life, what I do on a weekly basis as a full-time trader. Try and make them a bit more funny or entertaining. But yeah, so keep an eye on that for next week. I'm filming them basically right now. Yeah, that's it for today, guys. A very quiet day, and remember. Well, actually, have you got any questions? You got anything you want me to look at? Let me know now, and I will. Nada. This is my watch list in case you want to take a little picture of it. I'll start adding this in so you can see as I go along. Okay, guys. Well, I appreciate you joining. A very quiet one and quick one today, as probably per usual. But remember to trade safe, and I'll see you all on Friday. The NFP on Friday. So I'll see you then. Remember, trade safe. Peace.